Um, Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to see everyone here. I'm going to start with the great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. I hope everyone was able to read the accompaniment for the invitation about the full moon meditation this evening. It's a beautiful excerpt speaking to the energy of Virgo, the feminine divine energy, which permeates everything within us and everything that we see, the divine cosmic feminine. And it's particularly noteworthy that the theme that emerges from that is the idea of service, that the essence of our journey is hallmarked by the concept of service, and the service that we can bring to bear on our fellow human beings. Service is quite a deep and profound concept, actually. To bring to our understanding, we need to know that we have to be of service to ourselves first, and place ourselves in a position to be of service to others. A lot of growth in consciousness in order to achieve that level of knowing of what service is requires a lot of release. It requires a lot of surrender. It requires a lot of giving up preconceived notions and ideas about the way the world works. And of course, Willaroo, our teacher in Cusco, Peru, continually speaks to the concept of the elimination of the egos. And when you begin to contemplate it at a deep enough level, you come to the realization that this is the purification that needs to be done in order to render the vehicle fit for service. So that in essence, really the place where we can be of service is by working on ourselves. And that is the first indication of service, going within, coming to the realization of what it is that we need to deal out of ourselves in order to be capable of bringing about that service. Willaroo has always been with mystery. Willaroo has recognized the concept of mystery school and its absence in our world. And this is why the name of the mystery school from his perspective is the University of the Divine Sacred Heart. It's interesting when we reflect on mystery in terms of service, because in essence, what we are living in is mystery. I just, food for thought, would like to read a few things that I jotted down about mystery that was really good for us this evening to think about in our meditation and to contemplate. And here's a beautiful quote from Albert Einstein. Life is a mystery, not a problem waiting to be solved. And then from the light on the path, the following 4 propositions are put forward. Before the eyes can see, they must be incapable of tears. Before the ear can hear, it must have lost its sensitiveness. Before the voice can speak in the presence of the masters, it must have lost the power to wound. And before the soul can stand in the presence of the masters, its feet must be washed in the blood of the heart. And finally, as institutions of illumination, the mysteries are agencies appointed to prick the bubble of self-conceit that envelops the average soul and thereby renders it impervious to divine ministration.
Not interested.
Not interested.
So the situation that this posits is one that's worthy of our consideration and worthy of our thinking. And that is, how do we approach the mysteries? What is entailed in approaching the mysteries? And should in the end bring us to the point of wanting to be a seeker, of wanting to seek out the truth, of knowing the truth. The divine cosmic feminine is known as the goddess Isis. Interestingly enough, isn't it, that Isis was on everybody's lips there for a few years, and portrayed as a terrorist group. But in fact, the name belongs to the cosmic goddess of Egypt named Isis. And if anyone is familiar with a portrait of Isis, one would see a beautiful profile of a woman, and she's veiled, much like, she's not quite veiled, but it almost looks like it when I'm looking through the screen. But the bottom line is that Isis is veiled. And I found this very interesting outline of what that means. And I just want to read it to you because it's more food for thought. The face and form of Isis were covered with a veil of scarlet cloth, symbolic of ignorance and emotionalism, which forever stand between man and truth. Isis lifts her veil and discovers herself to the true and wise investigator, who unselfishly, humbly, and earnestly seeks to understand the mysteries which surround him in the universe. Those to whom she reveals herself are warned to remain silent concerning the mysteries which they have seen. The great admonition of the wise men was, if you know it, be silent. To the vulgar and profane, the infidel and disinterested one, she does not uncover her face, for they could not understand the secret processes of the invisible worlds. So the theme in this evening in relation to this energy of the divine feminine in Virgo, the cosmic goddess Isis, the principles of bringing us to an understanding, a deeper and more profound understanding of, as it is described, the mysteries that surround us in the universe. And I would use that with an S, universes, because the multidimensionality and complexity of creation is one that should immediately bring to mind the idea of mystery. The concept of electricity and how electricity functions and works, and electromagnetism. What in essence they reveal in terms of invisible worlds, because most part you do not see electricity but for flashes. These concepts reveal a mysterious universe. And as we bring it down into the everyday world that we live in, and we see what we have about us is basically the building of chaos and the building of turmoil and the building of uncertainty. It is something that has brought about a pause on humanity, and an opportunity for humanity to reflect much more deeply about where do the answers lie, because it becomes more and more apparent to human beings that the answers do not lie without, and that the answers do lie within. And so to be able to articulate for ourselves the need to become a seeker, to become someone who is thirsty to know the way of the mysteries, will be a very fulfilling journey for anyone who seeks to undertake. Service is exemplified so many times by the avatars, the divine avatars who have come to the Mother Earth. You know, I can think of Krishna, the Master Jesus, and Buddha. Now, if I had to, think about Krishna, then I'm thinking about the Hindu religion, and then if I'm thinking about the Master Jesus, then I'm thinking about the Christian religion, and if I'm thinking about Buddha, then I'm talking about the Buddhist religion, and then I can go on with the avatars, Mohammed for the Muslim, and Moses for the Jewish religion, and on we can go with personages, and there will be one theme that permeates all of them, not just one theme, but a theme, which will be consistent, and that is one of sacrifice. And the sacrifice is a deep, profound undertaking, because it in essence means a human being beginning to understand they need to sacrifice the personality that they built up probably their whole life, the kind of currency that they developed for their own navigation, if you will, through the world, like all of us. And then, but suddenly coming to the realization that this is not what's going to produce the knowing. You know, I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again, and I'll continue to say it every time I think I speak now, is that within every human being in that cave of the heart exists the energy of the divine as existence, consciousness, and bliss. And we elongate ourselves away from that. We leave that, and we end up in a investment, if you will, in the material world, hoping that that investment is going to bring about the happiness that we're looking for. And when we really look at it, we come to the realization that that's not where it's going to be found. And the only place it's going to be found is within. Sacrificing is essentially giving away something for a higher purpose. All of the avatars have demonstrated that this idea of giving away what you consider to be who you are is not going to hurt you. In fact, it's going to help you, because you begin to understand that your core, your essence, is something spiritual, that you have a soul, and that this is your relationship to the divine. In fact, it's your arbiter between spirit and matter, and it exists for everyone. Everyone has this makeup, if you will. And if I say existence, consciousness, and bliss exists in me, in my heart, it exists in you and everything. It exists in the trees and the grass and everything. And this is the holistic view of indigenous people. This is why their relationship with nature is so synthetic, because they're one with the idea of it being in them and them in it. Well, that's us too. It's all of us. We're all in it, because we're all one. And that's the incredible part of the mystery. Now think about that. The incredible part of the mystery is that despite the fact that there's so many divergent beings, 7.2 billion beings on the Mother Earth, so many different beings, and yet we're all one, because there's really no difference between me and another human being. Doesn't matter about anything in relation to background or anything. We all have the same makeup. And we all have the same path, in fact. We're all on the same path back to where we emanated from, which was the creative force. I'm saying all of these things to inspire some thinking about the concept of making the sacrifice of self with a little s to find the real self with a capital S. And that's in essence the journey of every human being, the reason why you're in physical existence. You're in physical existence to find your inner self. Find that inner self which always exists. It never was born and will never die. It's infinite. It's in infinity. We're all in infinity, each and every one of us. You're not going to die. You're just going to transfer into another dimension. And therein, you're going to try and find out what you can do for your next life in order to advance. That's really the mystery part of what we're involved in. How does that all work out? How does that all come to be? So the answer is always, always in your heart, always. And so when we make a commitment to ourselves, not to anyone else, but we make a commitment to ourselves to learn how to live in your heart, then we begin to change. Because where you are then in existence, you are then with existence, consciousness, and bliss. And this is the creative force. It's always about holy existence, holy consciousness, and holy bliss. This is divine, and it's breathed into all of us. So the heart ceremony, as Willaroo suggests, when we go into meditation and we go into the cave of our heart and we contemplate existence, consciousness, and bliss, and realize it to be yourself, realize it to be your essence, then we begin to touch the essence of mystery. So this evening, what we will do is, as last time, 20 minutes. This evening we will do 20 minutes of meditation. And again, reflecting on some of the things that I have said here as themes: mystery and the power that lies within, which will assist us to change. And as Willaroo has said to us always think about your father and your mother. Always think about their existence within to help. They help you with meditation. They'll help you with anything that you need to know. They will answer you in wisdom and love. So 20-minute meditation. I will begin it with 3 ohms, and then I will bring us back with 3 ohms, and then we'll have a short discussion. Om. Om. Namaste. As Willaroo often tells us when we meditate in group with the ceremony of the heart, we're all one. We're connected. We're connected to those energies, and that's what we've done here this evening, is opened ourselves to those energies. And it strikes me to say that we don't contemplate enough how much cosmic energy plays on the Mother Earth and has a great influence on our development, our spiritual development as human beings. And to become more cognizant of that, it's very, very helpful for our own development. I've mentioned the cosmic rays before, and I just thought it was just a sidebar to speak about the three major rays and how their energy is transferred onto the Mother Earth. So it goes like this. You know, there are three major rays, three major cosmic rays, and four minor rays, cosmic rays. So the first one is divine will. The second is love, wisdom. The third is active intelligence. The fourth is harmony through conflict. The fifth is concrete science. The sixth is idealism or devotion. And the seventh is ceremonial. Now, just as a for instance, we'll take just the first three major rays and say that if you visualize the sun, then you can see the sun as expressing the first cosmic, which is cosmic will. So that the energy of the sun represents divine will. And then you have the energy of Venus and Mercury, which are the two closest to the Mother Earth. And Venus and Mercury represent love, wisdom. And active intelligence is represented by Saturn. So just within the expression, if you will, of the three major cosmic rays, you get physical touch tone to how those energies are, if you will, steeped down onto the Mother Earth. And the energy of the divine will, obviously, if the energy of the divine will waxed as strong as it was, we'd be incinerated in no time. So that divine will obviously serves as its own barometer within itself as its point of creativity. And the same can be said for Mercury and Venus. And again, love, wisdom expressing through Venus and Mercury, and active intelligence expressing through Saturn. So I just thought it was interesting to mention this as a sidebar, to think in keeping with your heart and your existence, consciousness, and bliss, that the energies that are pouring in are for your benefit. They're there for you to take in, to assist you. Does anyone have any questions or any comments that they wish to make at this point? I'll take that as a no. Uh, can someone tell me that they're on? That I'm not sure.
We're here, honey.
Oh, okay, good. All right, thank you. So there doesn't appear to be any who wish to make comment or have any questions. So what I'm going to do is then end this session with the mantra of unification.
Wait, honey. Looks like Nancy wants to say something.
Oh, okay.
You're muted, Nance, so we can't hear you.
There. Michael, thank you so much for this evening, and Susan too for facilitating. Could you please repeat the last 4 rays? The first 3 I got, but the last 4 I just couldn't remember.
Sure. The 4th is harmony through conflict.
Yep.
The 5th is concrete science. And the 6th is idealism or devotion. And the 7th is ceremonial magic.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just gave me the Coles notes for, I have such a hard time getting through Alice. Thank you.
Okay. So I really appreciate everyone who comes to these full moon meditations. Again, it's our collective energy that allows for our own advancement, because really what we're doing is engaging in group service and in group consciousness. And this is a beautiful transition from the individuality that unfortunately prevails. I kind of liked a lot the quote from Mystery of the Ancient Lectures, which spoke about pricking the bubble of self-conceit, which I think is just like such a beautiful expression of what we have to overcome. So good night and thank you very much. The mantra of unification. The sons and daughters of men and women are one, and I am one with them. I seek to love, not hate. I seek to serve and not exact due service. I seek to heal, not hurt. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. Let the soul control the outer form and life and all events, and bring to light the love which underlies the happenings of the time. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate and outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all humanity love. Miigwech, namaste, wirakocha.
Thank you very much, Michael. I really enjoyed that.
You bet.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.